What's up guys, Coach Matt Pippin here, and today I have 3 great exercises for scapular mobility. Now you're probably wondering, why are scapula important? Well, first off, your scapula are your shoulder blades. It's good to make sure we have that understanding because we want to get our scapula, aka shoulder blades, to move as much as humanly possible. So why is this important? So if you've been struggling with like your neck gets a little cranky, you get kind of like that stiffness in your upper back, or your shoulders are kind of bothering you for no reason and you've kind of tried everything else, looking at your scapular mobility is a great place to start. So I'm going to give you guys 3 exercises today. They're pretty much all doing the same thing, but they're just increasing the level of difficulty. So the first one we're going to do is a scapular car. CAR stands for controlled articular rotations, which is basically a fancy way of saying we're going to move the scapula in all the directions it needs to be able to move. Now, what's interesting with the scapula is that it can go up, down, out, and around, and it can even rotate a little bit. The rotational stuff will happen as we start to move the other things, but just keep that in mind. We're going to go up, out, down, and around, all right? So there's 4 ways. No equipment is needed for any of these. The first one, this is the most basic, so we just want to make sure we're getting those things to move. We're going to do both arms at the same time. Now, biggest thing you want to think about is don't use anything other than your scapula to move your scapula. So what that means is, as I start to move them, I don't want to see my body doing the worm. Now, if you're starting in the position I'm in, the tall kneeling, it makes it a little easier, but you could definitely do this sitting, you could do this standing, it doesn't really matter. Just make sure you're not moving specifically your spine or your head, okay? So we're going to do 5 reps each direction. Kind of blow your air out, and that's just going to make your abs turn on just a little bit, kind of squeeze your butt just a little bit. You're going to hold your arms out at about a 45-degree angle. From here, imagine you have a marker here and a marker here. They're going to draw the same shape, almost like an old school choo-choo train. So from here, we're going to shrug up. So that's scapular elevation. Now we're going to stay up and we're going to squeeze backwards. We're going to stay back and pull them down. We're going to stay down and reach forward. We're going to stay forward and go up. And just kind of notice as we now move, it's like we're drawing kind of like a circle meets a square, but we're just moving in this pattern. So down, forward, up, and back. And now kind of check in. Where's your head? Is your head moving? Is your ribs moving? Is your sternum moving? Is your butt moving? Is anything moving? We don't want that. We just want scapula and arms. Is your hand and your shoulder drawing the same shape? So we're going to freeze here at the top, and now we're just going to simply reverse our position, or reverse our course. From here, stay up. We're going to shrug forward, down, stay down, pull back, up, forward, down, back, up, forward, down, back. Just keep checking in. Make sure your ribs aren't moving, your head's not moving, your hips aren't moving. You're only moving those shoulder blades. Down and around, back, and up. So, just to kind of recap, don't move anything. Arms are at 45 degrees, 5 reps each direction. Make sure you're not moving anything else. So that's level 1. Level 2 is we're now going to take the shoulder out of it. Ideally, you would have a wall in front of you. I'm going to demo it without it. But the goal is now this is the humerus, so aka the shoulder bone. I don't want him to move. So here he was at this angle, so he's kind of contributing to it. This one, we don't want that to happen. So we think of this as like level 2 scapular cars with a shoulder block. You're going to imagine you have a towel in between your elbow and your ribs. Your elbow cannot really move. It can go up and down, but we can't have it go forward. Take your other hand or a wall, put it right on your fist. This shouldn't really move at all. Now from here, we're going to do the exact same thing, but it's going to be very different feeling, okay? So from here, you're going to shrug up. Keep that elbow on your rib. From here, you're going to go back, down, forward, up, and just notice that feels completely different from what we just did, but it's kind of the same thing, right? We're going to keep going that same path. So up, back, down, forward, up, back, down, forward, and keep going. Let's get 2 more this direction, and just notice, like, this feels totally different. You're going to want to move the rest of your body. You're going to feel like, oh my gosh, I can't really move that much here. That's totally fine, but just really envision. I'm trying to make that scapula, aka shoulder blade, move in all the directions. So we're going to freeze at the top. Now we're going to go the forward circle. So up, forward, down, back, up, forward, down, and back. Try not to let your torso rotate. It's going to want to move, and that's why I usually use the wall for this, because it kind of gives you a little bit more feedback with that. Up, down. And you might be kind of shocked how tiring this is, because you've not really probably ever used these muscles in isolation. And relax. Obviously we would do the other arm as well. So we've done one, we've done two. Now it's time to get to the hardest one of all. So the way this works is we're now going to be in the quadrupedal position, aka all fours. So it's the same thing, but now look, my shoulder's at a different angle. And since my hands can't move, my body is going to move a little bit here, but also my scapula. So a lot of people, their brain kind of tends to melt when they do this because they just get lost in space. But if you just keep thinking about what I started with earlier, up, down, or sorry, up, forward, down, back, we're always moving in that square, all right? You're going to get lost here. It's totally fine. Just kind of start over and just remember we're all about going up, forward, down, and back, all right? Big thing here, try not to let your spine change. Your body's going to move. You just don't want to change your spinal alignment or your head. So from here, let's just kind of first break this down. First, push yourself away from the floor. So that's scapula protraction. The scaps want to spot away from the spine. And then now, just stay here. Just pull them right back together. Don't bend your arms. So that's scapular retraction. So that's kind of like the up-down component. All right? So now, find somewhere in the middle of that. Shrug to your ears. And now think about pulling your armpits to your waist. So that's kind of the front to back now, right? So we've got the four directions, and now we're going to kind of put it all together. If you get lost, go back and do up, down, front to back. Just make sure we have that pattern, all right? So first, let's pull the shoulder blades towards the ears. From here, keep them at your ears. Push yourself away from the floor. From here, pull the shoulder blades down your spine towards your waist. And then from here, pull those shoulder blades together. Now they're going to stay together. Shrug up to your ears. Push yourself away from the floor. Pull the armpits to the waist. And now pull those shoulder blades together. Shrug to your ears. Push yourself away from the floor. Pull your shoulder blades to your waist. Pull your shoulder blades together. Up to your ears. Push yourself away to your waist. Pull them together. Let's stay here, and we're going to reverse our course now. So we're going to push ourselves away from the floor, shrug to your ears, pull them together, pull them down to your waist. Push yourself away to your ears, pull them together, down to your waist. Push yourself away to your ears, pull them together, down to your waist. Let's go one more. Push yourself away to your ears, pull them together, and down to your waist. Now notice it was hard for me to give you guys other coaching cues because even myself, I get lost there, and sometimes you'll end up going the same direction both ways, but just make sure you break it up. Just remember, it's the same thing. It's up, back, down, and forward. Alright guys, so you guys now have 3 tools you can start using today, but take your time. Go master level 1 when you feel like you got that. Then move on to level 2. Then when you really feel like you got that, then go see if your brain is ready for level 3, and you can get those scapula, aka shoulder blades, moving and grooving. Make that neck calm down, make that upper back pain go away, and probably figure out what's going on with your shoulders. That's it for today, guys. Remember to be strong, be mobile.